3K, my niggas the hot topic when we hit the streets. Paparazzi photoshopping, I can't get no peace.
What's up, fight fans? It's your man 3K the Boss, aka Mr. Two Hands Up. Fah Fah. You know what it is, man. Coming here today to talk to y'all about a little boxing news. Y'all already know how we get down, so let's go ahead and just jump right into it. I'm gonna start off with Luis Ortiz versus Anthony Joshua. That just ain't gonna happen, and I'm gonna tell you why it's not gonna happen. If you guys don't remember, back on I would say around the time of February, March, don't quote me on that, but we're just going to use an estimated time frame here. When Anthony Joshua was running around looking for many a different great top level or top tier opponents, as we would like to call them in the fight game, to get in the ring with him to fill his April 13th Wembley spot, because Mr. Deontay Wilder lost his pen, but, you know, first he said, you know, he'd be good with around 15 million plus percentages, but that just didn't work out, and it turned into this whole 50-50 thing. Then when we got to Tyson Fury, it turned into he wanted one flat rate, send him a flat rate number. That's not good enough. I'm sure we were going to pay that gentleman what he was worth. Then moving on down the line to my guy, Bad Intentions, Dillian White. He had an opportunity. He didn't want to take the money because he would rather wait for Wilder in the WBC gold belt, considering he is the silver belt holder. Now we're gonna get to the guy banging on his chest like a gorilla. We're talking about Luis King Kong Ortiz. Now, as I so eloquently go back on this timeline, I am speaking about the facts. The facts are that Anthony Joshua called this man out prior to getting down the line to Enduro Ballin, HGH, EPO using Jarrell, Big Baby Venom Miller. And when I speak on these things, I'm just saying that Luis Ortiz got the call out. He chose to say as dormant as he possibly could, like a bear in hibernation, meaning that he did not speak up on the issue, or he did not make his presence felt, keeping that same energy, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I mean, letting his nuts hang, walk up in the room and let everybody know, yeah, I want the fight. I want the shot at 3 belts. It didn't go down like that. He chose to wait it out. We heard nothing from him, so I'm not going to say we, because I'm not a part of it, but boxing is a we thing, considering I'm a fan and I love to bring y'all this news. So yeah, I do kind of feel like I am and I'm not a part of it, but it's just great shit that I want to see happen in the boxing game that's not happening because they keep throwing my man AJ curveballs. So I'll continue. Luis Ortiz decided to speak up after pretty much the ink was still wet on the contract with Jarrell Big Baby Miller, and he opted to not take the match. I won't say that he opted not to take the match, but he said something about Mr. Joshua. People abuse me. I would say, don't quote me word for word, but it sounded something like this. Anthony Joshua, you know, a lot of people like to use my name for clout, you know, considering, you know what I'm saying, that being the circumstances, I opted not to say anything in the beginning. But if you really want to get in the ring, which, you know what I'm saying, me, I will do so. I will fight you for just about any amount of money. Your backyard, my backyard, we can get it popping. And we can throw these hands, and you know, I take that shot at them belts. But he chose to do that after the fact that Big Baby Miller already inked the contest. Well, it just so happens that art, it happens to imitate life, because you got to be careful of what you ask for, or what you're wishing for, what you're hoping for, or what you think it might not, you know, what temptations might have to arise, and you know what I'm saying, after you pop your shit. So this is what proceeded to happen. Now, Big Baby Miller, as we already know, Venom, you know what I'm saying, aka Eddie Brock, as I like to call him, Pop Dirty, for all types of growth hormones, HGH, GW1516, aka Enduro Ball, and HGH. So he was on every damn steroid under the sun. Not one failed test, not two failed tests, not three failed tests, but four altogether. So we have to move on. You know, Deontay Wilder, speaking on that, feels as though Big Baby should get a lifetime ban, but people feel as though you should get a lifetime ban for feeling as though you're trying to kill an individual in the ring. But we're not going to touch on that, and I'm not going to spend too much time because this isn't about you. This is about Luis Ortiz, right? So I'm just going to continue going on about him. Okay, so that the opportunity came up that Luis Ortiz was the first person on the list to take the scrap. Did Luis Ortiz want to take the scrap? He said silent. First it was he would love to take the fight, but the PBC and Al Heyman were getting in the way, and the fight wasn't going to happen. Then it came out through Ludabella that, you know, it's a thing called loyalty to Showtime, loyalty to PBC, and Luis Ortiz has a guarantee that he's going to be getting a shot at the rematch with Wilder. But you know, that was that came out of Ludabella's mouth, you know, and then we moved forward as we were closing in on at the end of the 2 weeks, which we are now in the present as I'm speaking to you today about the matchup with Anthony Joshua and Luis Ortiz. It came out that the offer was made and it was a $5 million offer, and Luis Ortiz opted not to take the offer. Him and his promotion at the PBC spoke out, and this was a word via Twitter, Instagram, one of those things from Luis Ortiz's mouth. So I will go ahead and expand on that a little bit for you. Basically, he said that, you know, he knows his worth. He said that basically they tried to they tried to ransack him. Bah! With a low ball number, and the low ball number was pretty much laughable, and that he wouldn't take it, and that he was going to expose Eddie Hearn and those guys that are the zone. And Anthony Joshua about how they tried to play Mr. Ortiz. So that low ball number happened to come out. And of course, you know, Eddie Hearn doesn't have a problem making it public. So would you believe what that number was? The tune of $5 million. Now, let's take a look here. We all know that Mr. Luis Ortiz has been fighting guys like Christian Hammer, you know, and other individuals that really like, I guess, Lucas Brown, people like that who just literally don't matter, and, you know, pretty much the lower tier of the heavyweight division, and he's been getting basically crumbs on the dollar, as in his biggest payday would be Deontay Wilder and $500,000. Now, with $5 million is crumbs, and if you look back at what your old statements were on BoxingScene.com, that you said to fight Anthony Joshua for a certain amount of money, my nigga, I'm just saying that it looks like you're ducking, because $5 million is 10 times the amount of money that you've ever been paid in your life. And if you take the 3 belts into consideration and the sick, beautiful daughter that you do have, you should have taken that money, but you chose not to. Now, so what? We're supposed to believe that Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua lowballed you, ransacked you, basically disrespect you with a shot in the nuts, with an uppercut of a shitty pay? I happen to tend to disagree, but I won't digress. I will continue on the path that Luis Ortiz has been called out several times, just like all of the other jabronis have been called out several times, and they just don't want to fight Anthony Joshua. I don't know what it is, man. This nigga is truly Baba Yaga, the boogeyman, the one true king, the Stannis Baratheon, the, you know what I'm saying, the God King, the guy that sits on the Iron Throne in the heavyweight division. You know what I'm saying? He is that Thriller in Manila. He is that big dog that, you know what I'm saying, stomps around the yard, you know what I'm saying, stealing everybody cookies, paws. He is taking, you know what I'm saying, the game by storm. So now we are up, you know what I'm saying, we are up in arms with who are the other 3 opponents that could come to bat. We have Char. We have Mr. Manuel Char. We have Michael Hunter, and we have Andy Ruiz. Now those 3 fighters, Michael Hunter is 100% trash, Andy Ruiz, he fights with a lot of heart, a lot of tenacity, you know what I'm saying, will come straight at you. I'm not gonna lie, you know, when Joseph Parker got that belt, when they fought for the WBO, him and Joseph Parker went at it, and it was just a great shot, you know what I'm saying, considering that both of these guys were in a position of where they could bring back the WBO title to one of their respective countries, considering something like that has never happened. Unfortunately, it was New Zealand, and it was Joseph Parker, but a banger nevertheless. Now, Manuel Charr, I feel like that would be probably, you know what I'm saying, a decent match, but the Andy Ruiz match would probably be the better out of the three, considering Andy, you know he's going to get in there and bang, but is it going to be a good clash? I'm not sure. We're going to have to see. So, yeah, Luis Ortiz just ducked Anthony Joshua, ducked that pay, considering he said it was a low ball number, knowing that he got paid $500,000 for Deontay Wilder. Now, let's take a look at the last thing. Man, you are on borrowed time, my brother. You're down on TBRB, Boxing Rec, and Ring, and ESPN. You got it down that you are 40 years old, but a lot of people in the boxing industry beg to differ, as you know what I'm saying, as adults. A lot of people like to lie about their age, and especially in a sport, as you want to look like, you know what I'm saying, as you're youthful as possible. You're probably lying about your age, because I don't know too many 40-year-old men that have facial features as you do. No disrespect, but hey, buddy, you looked old, and the blood pressure problems tend to annoy me. Then first it started out that it was 6 weeks time. There wasn't enough time for you to get ready. Deontay Wilder said you stay in the gym. Then we hear that you're probably trying to cycle off PEDs, knowing that you got popped twice for it over the years. I mean, it's a lot of things going on that aren't working in your favor, but I will not believe that it was a low number. I mean, what do people have to do to get in the ring with Anthony Joshua? Nothing ever seems to work out. Seems like everybody ducks him. When it comes to Deontay Wilder and everybody else, they'll take pennies. But when it comes to Anthony Joshua, you know, and he offers these guys 3 belts, you know what I'm saying, well, really 4 belts, the keys to the kingdom, and several $1 million, you know what I'm saying, where you could be living the lavish life of luxury, they choose to opt out and not take that money. So I would beg to know what is going on with the heavyweight division, man. These niggas is ice cream soft, man. They a bunch of soft serve ass Negroes that don't want to put on, that don't want to fight. They are all scared, man. We have got to do something about this. I know I can't do nothing but talk my shit, but Luis Ortiz, you're the duck sauce of the week. You opted out. You're the one who said that you would accept a fight for any pay in his backyard or yours. It didn't matter. The opportunity came up. You didn't believe it was going to happen, and you chose to duck him. So Anthony Joshua, you looking like that nigga right now, and these dudes is looking like suckers. So now we sit and wait for the other opposition. This is your man 3K the Boss. That's all I got for you today. And as I always say at the end of this joint, it costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind. Oh yeah, one more thing, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can get the notifications to every time that I drop. I'm going to be dropping a lot more than I normally do, hitting y'all with a lot more heat, and taking this boxing thing and this YouTube thing a little bit more serious, man, because I see that we doing something major over here. And as I said, you know, I will keep enhancing y'all visual experiences and continue to work on my craft. The more I get into this, man, respect. Be blessed. Have a blessed day. You already know what it is. This is the 2 Hands Up Show. Yeah, it is.